Hello, this video is in response to our second reading of the book The World is Flat, pages 25 through 50. Again, we're talking about globalization and its effects on the world, mainly talking about its effects on the financial industry, the jobs industry. The pages talked again about India and outsourcing jobs, how basically the reason that industry and corporations are sending jobs overseas is because the labor is a lot cheaper. It's a lot less expensive. There was an interesting fact of an LDS entrepreneur, the CEO of JetBlue, who actually home sourced a lot of his jobs, and a lot of the ticketing aspect of his airlines industry was people were able to do those from home. A lot of the people were in Salt Lake City, actually, because he believed that mothers should work, but they also have a need to be in the home. So that was an interesting spin on outsourcing, called home sourcing. We see the fact of automation and and also wireless communication is also being done in the United States as well. There's a case in which the author talks about some McDonald's that allow for people to order at the drive-through window, and a call center in some other state, maybe hundreds of miles away, would take the order. They would show a picture of what you ordered so that there would be less mistakes on the restaurant side of completing the order. And this was done in about 12 McDonald's in a region. I believe it was in the Midwest. But they found out that productivity went up, and so there's more money, and so there's an interesting push to go that way. So even within the states, this outsourcing of labor is occurring. I believe the main point of the reading talked about globalization and the flattening of hierarchies, talking about how one of the author's friends is a budding journalist, that he basically has an MP3 player that he can record video on. He can also have audio capabilities on his MP3 player, kind of like what I'm using with my camera right now. That he's a journalist because he felt that the mainstream media didn't do an adequate job of presenting the truth. They told a biased truth, pieces of the truth. And so essentially, because of the influx of information and technology, we're seeing a flattening of the hierarchies of old. That information came from the top and it matriculated down into the masses. And that whole diagram is basically being flipped on its head nowadays. That information, people can go out and find the actual stories themselves, using these technology and information, and really this is changing the world as we know it on a political stage, on a business stage, on a social scale, that the old hierarchies of how information is passed are now changing. And I think that is frightening, but at the same time it's interesting, because our whole way of life will change, and it'll be interesting to see that change. Thank you.